to start. So on page 14 of this book, it goes into, it gives you how much time you should teach phonological awareness, how would you fit it into your day, and then the sub skills that we're talking about, there were 16 of those that fall under that. But I wanted to bring your attention to this page because this book is awesome. It has the tier 1, tier 2, and the tier 3. So for example, once we give that past assessment and you know what sub-skill they fall under, then it has different activities in this book, and they're labeled tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And I know all of you guys have heard of this before, but really quickly, tier 1 is presented to the whole class. And then for those kids that don't get it the first time, you give tier 2, and we call those targeted interventions. Tier 2 is intended for small groups, no more than 4 students usually, ideally. And then the kids that don't get it in the tier 2 in the small group, you would move to tier 3, which is typically one-on-one, or we call those intensive interventions. All right, so I wanted, and that you can look at that later, and it kind of gives you a little bit more information on that. So go ahead now and turn to page 34 in this book. And this is your past assessment that I was talking about. This is what you're going to use to determine where to start teaching your kid. So on this page, the bold numbers are your sub skills of phonological awareness. So when you're just going to administer these, it gives a little paragraph. It tells you exactly how to do it. And then like the number 1 is the concept of spoken words. So you're going to read this sentence to them. Let me focus that a little bit. And it says, Tom ran home. And they need to tell you how many words is in that sentence. And if they get it, they get a check. So, and there are kids that cannot hear the different words in those sentences. So you go through, if they get 5 out of 6 correct in that category, you move on to the next category. And you just continue through each of those sections until they get less than 5 out of 6. As long as they get 5 out of 6, you keep going. If they make it all the way to the end, then they're ready for phonics.